Smooth fitness where it don't take many to do plenty. Yo, what it do? Coach Smooth fitness, hold up real quick. Smooth fitness, hold up real quick. Smooth fitness where it don't take many to do plenty. And I'm here to announce, drum roll please. Still drumming, still rolling. The YouTube channel, Coach Smooth TV, what? Coach Smooth TV, what? So check this out. Before I tell y'all, hey, yo, subscribe to my channel, like for real though, subscribe to it, you feel me? Y'all need to know who I am, like, hey, who this dude is? What he do? Where he from? What's up, like, what's up with dude? Why should I trust him? So look, let me introduce myself. Let me tell you what I do. You know what I'm saying? What I stand for. Let me tell you about my education. My education. Let me tell you about, you know, my experience. You know, my experience. You know, get to know a little fun fact about me. It's a little personal, but not too personal, because you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go too fast. I'm trying to take it slow. Yeah, dig. But check though. So, I am Coach Smooth. I'm a strength coach with a background in mechanical engineering and neuroscience. Hey, you talking about? I know. Just hold on. I'm about to break it down for you. Ride with me, slide with me. Come on now. I'm a strength coach with degrees in kinesiology with a concentration on neuroscience and a minor in nutrition, and mechanical engineering with a concentration on biomechanics. Crazy work. So, I have been in my career for over 15 years, so literally over half my life. And with that, I work with a lot of populations. I've done a lot of stuff. So, example, I do tactical training for armed forces. So I prepare soldiers for deployments and missions. I work with trauma victims, physical, emotional, and sexual assault. I'm also a licensed mental and sexual health educator for the inner city. I work with athletes, obviously. I work with multiple levels of athletes: kids, amateur, collegiate, professional, world class, Olympic. I worked across 29 countries. Crazy, I know. I work with cardiovascular and chronic disease victims. I work with the pregnant population. I work with general population, where we focus on the 2 A's, abs and ass. We really focus on a lot more, you dig what I'm saying? But I just wanted to point that out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need some, you feel me? But anyways though, my father is a pastor and also retired military veteran, Vietnam and Desert Storm. He served in the Army for 21 and a half years. He was 101st Airborne. My mother is a retired educator, media specialist, librarian of over 40 years. So I'm, you know, that's my household. You know, not only was it, you know, older, but also the academia, educational environment I was in was high, you know, so education, just academics in general, like it's at a super high standard. Like I made 1B my entire life, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, my deuce she wasn't playing them games, bro, you feel me? But but what I want to do, I want to give y'all the timeline, like, yo, like how you get to doing all that you was doing, when this happened, when that happened. And so I want to break that down to y'all so y'all really get to, you know like what's up, what's the woo. So I started coaching track when I was 15, but we about to go on back to when I was 12, because that's when working out started for me. So when I was 12, I was really going through a rough time mentally. You know, a lot of things was going on that I didn't really understand. You know, I was the only black kid in my class, all of elementary school. So those of y'all who know about that shit, y'all already know how that go. You know what I'm saying? On top of having to deal with a lot of instances to where I wasn't treated fairly or treated equally, you dig? So as a kid, having to interpret a lot of what was going on in that dynamic, it was a bit perplexing, if you will. Physically, there were some things that was transpiring fight-wise, you know, with some bullying and whatnot. And I got to a point where I just wasn't comfortable with my strength, with my athleticism, with where I was. Like, I felt like I needed to get bigger and get stronger, you know? So before I made the decision to start exercising, I wanted to take matters a different way. You know, my parents are great. Love my parents to death. I got the best parents in the world, let me tell it. But there was just certain things that I just did not know how to communicate that with them. Cause like my parents is baby boomers. Like I come from the tough love generation, like for real. Like my dad was born in 49, so yeah. But you know, and they wanted me to be tough and be able to fend for myself when they're no longer here. And I understood that at an early age, but that didn't necessarily mean that I really understood some of the stuff that I was going into at school, like having to deal with. And then not really knowing how to speak up on it, it started to create a bunch of, a lot of my thoughts was going like fast, like just everything going array, you know? And I got to the point to where I was in such a dark space that physically I no longer wanted to be here, if you pick up what I'm putting down. You know what I'm saying? But I was mature enough to know and understand that the impact and the magnitude of that decision, if I did go through with that, how many people would impact in a negative way, like those who really do love me, those who really do care about me. So, you know, I really worked on myself to where I wouldn't go that route, you dig? And thankfully I didn't, because, you know, I'm here, you feel me? But working out wise, I told myself like, yo, like if I'm bigger, if I'm stronger, ain't nobody gonna mess with me. That was my logic. I feel like that's a lot of people's logic, you know what I'm saying? And so, I started to get different bodybuilder magazines like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, Flex Wheeler. Shout out Flex, that's my dog. But I was doing that, and you know, I was getting like, you know, doing push-ups and pull-ups, sit-ups, crunches, just doing anything bodyweight, because I ain't had no equipment, you know? And so my parents, they saw that, okay, he's really invested in this, you know, he's really serious about it. Like, let's do it, you know, let's go and get him a little weight bench and, you know, see what's cracking with it. So when it got the weight bench, a little small, little red one, and you know, me and that weight bench, like we were best friends. I still got that weight bench at the crib. Like I never threw it out, you know? And I did everything on that. Like I remember being stuck under 135 pounds for the first time, and mama and daddy wasn't home, and I couldn't get the weight up off me, and I had to find a way to get out from under the weight. Like I used to squat, like it didn't have no squat attachment with it, so I had to go down to where you rack it for the bench and get up under it just so I'd be able to squat. So there was a lot of dangerous stuff. Like there was a lot of stuff that I definitely wouldn't recommend anybody do. But that's all I knew. Like I'm a 95 baby, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up with, the internet and the landline phone. You pick the phone up and try to get on it, you gonna mess up the internet, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's not like we just had accessibility to social media like we got right now, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't really a clear direction for a lot of us to like really get information from. I remember cats was telling us like, hey, yo, you know, you wanna get bigger, eat this gallon of ice cream and you'll gain weight. Yo, if you wanna get bigger, get on this mass gainer. Yo, you gotta go and eat this peanut butter. Like I got nut allergies, like tree nut and peanut. So I was, a lot of stuff that, you know, they would try to get you to do like shake wise and everything, like I was out of it, you know what I'm saying? So it was a bit rocky, like when I first started, just because I really didn't know anything outside of what I see in these bodybuilder magazines, or like somebody at the gym, you know, they would tell you something because they just like, oh, well, you know, I think because I look good, I know what I'm doing, yeah, I can help you. About like what we dealing with right now. And this back when I was 12, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still going on right now. But anyway, so I was really enjoying it. I was like, man, you know, this it's going cool. I wasn't really getting big as quick as I thought that I would, but I was starting to see like, you know, a little bit of changes here and there. And I was receiving like the worst support. Like friends wasn't supporting me, family, like, no, like, you know, oh, you're always gonna be skinny, you're never gonna be big, I don't know why you wasting your time. But my brother, long live Reese, long live my brother, rest in peace. My brother, he really spoke a lot of positivity into me. Like never once did he say anything negative to me, anything bad about me. Like never once did he. Like he admired me, you know. Like he told me like, yo, one day like you gonna be on TV doing this, bro. Like you really do want to help people and educate people. And like I see it, man. He was like, you know, just keep doing what you do so I can watch you one day. And that means the world to me because he's not physically here to do that. Like I lost my brother in 2018 in front of me, like in my arms, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole traumatic situation within itself. But the whole reason why I do everything that I do is for my brother, even down to my brand colors, because his favorite color is yellow. You dig what I'm saying? So I got different tones and variations of yellow incorporated into my brand, because it's like, man, that's my brother. Like, I miss him every single day. Yeah, like every single day, bro. Like, he's the reason I do this. Like, everybody don't really have or know what their purpose is in life, but like, I know my purpose. Like, God put me down here to save lives in any capacity. And I serve through that purpose with the utmost intention. So this isn't something that I do just to get some bread or get some money. Like, nah, like I'm gonna leave Earth doing this. Like, this is what I'm gonna be doing till the day I go. You know what I'm saying? And I wanna make sure those who are no longer physically here, I'm representing them and continuing their legacy in a positive manner, because that's what we do as friends, as sons, daughters, as siblings. Like, when we no longer have that person here physically, we accept their responsibility to continue their legacy in any shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Not just posting them when Facebook reminds you of their birthday, or not going and, oh, well, you know, I see this t-shirt with their face on it that I haven't worn in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. No, like every day, like every single day, like every day, people hear about my brother, because this brand would not be this brand without my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always gonna take time to give thanks to God, because I wouldn't be able to do any of this without God. And I'm always gonna give thanks to my brother, because when I was at my lowest moments, like, he picked me up. You know what I'm saying? So like, when I have dark days, like, that's what shines the light for me to continue to move forward. Like, life it's not just about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bigger than me. Like, it's about people who have instilled positive energy and instilled love into me. You know what I'm saying? And how I not only represent myself, but how I represent them too. You get where I'm coming from? So anything that I say on this channel, anything that I do on this channel, anything that I say or do in real life, I look you in your eyes, I stand on that 100,000%. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all represent where somebody is going, where somebody currently is, and where they're trying to get to. You get where I'm coming from? So when you have these positions to be a role model, or be a leader, or be a strong man, not just be a man by legal age, because we got some old boys out there, but like really being like a strong man, like you really do handle your business. You really know how to regulate and handle your emotions. You dig what I'm saying? These are some of the things that I want to make sure that I incorporate and teach on this channel and in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you see me face to face, so you know, like, this ain't no play. You know what I'm saying? We want to lead the youth in a positive direction. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people say that we're the future. No, we're not the future. The youth are the future, because the youth are going to emulate what it is that we do. And I had a really good example with my daddy and the other people, you know, who was in my life, but especially like with my brother. Like, that's a strong example. So I'm always going to take time to honor that. But anyways, let me get back to the story. I just wanted to highlight that. But so when I was 15, fast forward to when I was 15, that's when I first started coaching track. So the AAU track team that I was running for at the time, my coach, he had a pool of Olympic athletes that he was working with, a lot of pro sprinters and whatever, and jumpers. And so I was introduced to that dynamic, because I've always been inquisitive. Like, I'm gonna ask you questions. I'm a question. So then one day he said, "Goddamn, boy, you want to coach?" And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Damn, come here." So he would pull me over and he would, you know, show me like, okay, this why we doing this, and this why we doing that, this why I have them doing this and that, and da. And then he started feeding the athletes on to me, like, hey, go handle this, or hey, go handle that, or hey, boy, like, you know what to do. You know what to do now, tell them what to do. So I was thrown out into the fire, like, quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't baby me, like, at all. You know what I'm saying? And so athletes is what I started with. And this is in 2010. So when I get to college, I signed with TSU for track and field, Tennessee State, the real TSU. But and then I transferred schools to JSU in Alabama. And when I get to JSU, that's when the other populations started coming into play. So in 2014, going into 2015, I accepted being a fitness instructor for the gym. But for the student gym. But the funny story with that is I didn't want to do that. Like, when I transferred, I always have my headphones on. I ain't stunting nobody. Like, you don't talk to me, I won't talk to you. I gotta go work out. You dig what I'm saying? And this young lady came up to me one day and asked me to be her fitness coach. And I was just like, yeah, nah, I ain't trying to do all that. Like, I just work with athletes. And she was like, yo, I be seeing you in the gym. And like, I'm real interested. I'll pay you, da. And I'm like, oh, word? I'm like, well, let's chop it up. Let me get to know you and see if that's something that I want to do. And so I ended up accepting it, ended up working with her. And then before I knew it, I had about 10, 15 people going off into the student gym. So now the people who's over the gym, like, they own your boy. Hey, yo. Come here, let me holler at you. What's this? Nah, you can't do this in here. You gotta tone that down. I was like, tone what down? You ain't about to cut my money. We about to go outside. We about to go to these apartment gyms. We gonna figure this out. We gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking them to the apartment gyms. I'm doing what I'm doing. But now some of the apartments, they started hating. So now they starting to lock their doors when I'm trying to get in there. Now you gotta have the code to get in. I ain't got the code. I don't stay in some of them. So I was like, I bet. I'm about to go out to the track. So I'm doing boot camps out there, whatever. But when it rained, I can't do nothing. So I'm like, that ain't smooth. Like, we gotta figure something out. So, okay, cool. I tell my partners at their apartment complex, like, hey, like, go off in there and leave the window crack. So they leave the window crack, whatever. And then what I would do when I had to go there early in the morning, I would go through the window, you know what I'm saying? And then I go ahead and turn my flashlight on my phone, let my client in through the door, and we do what we did like that. I wouldn't turn the lights on because I didn't want to draw too much attention type deal, you know what I'm saying? So I was really sneaking around trying to impact and get to it the best way that I knew how. Like, I just knew you wasn't gonna stop me, you know what I'm saying? And so the people who was over the gym, they pulled me to the side when I came back in there one day, and it was like, hey man, like, you not gonna stop, clearly. So it's like, you want a job? And I was like, man, I'm not splitting no money, G. Like, I'm not doing that, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all want me, I'm keeping all I got. So we ended up working some things out, whatever, and then I ended up becoming a fitness instructor. I served that position for about 4.5 years. And it was fun. Like, I miss my students every day. Like, I held it down in there. Like, y'all remember, like, we used to have cocky theory, like, yeah, it was up, you know what I'm saying? So shortly after that, that's when I started working with the pregnant population. So that's going on about 2015, going into 16. And I started getting like, this pregnant woman, she came up to me, she was like, yo, I'm a month along, just found out, nobody's trying to work with me, will you work with me? So I was like, I don't really know. She's like, man, come on, Smooth. Like, I heard that you real good, I'm trying to get with you. So I was like, you know what, all right, boom, okay, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get clearance from the doctor, this, that, the third, whatever. Let me know who he is so I can sit down with them or her and go ahead and piece things together. Okay, we're gonna make her do what it do. And then shortly, I started having more pregnant individuals coming to me. I think in life right now, I've worked with about 34 pregnant women in total. So I've worked with, a pretty decent bit, you know what I mean? When I started working with trauma victims, that came from me having spine surgery. So backtrack real quick. April 8th, 2015, that's when I had spine surgery. I had lumbar discectomy on my L5S1. So one of my discs was herniated into my sciatic nerve. So mine was to the point, my whole leg was numb. Like, I couldn't even move this. So I remember when my daddy had to carry me down to the car and take me to the ER so we can go get an MRI to figure out like, what's the woo, And so when the doctor said that I had a disc herniation, so first they offered to do an epidural. And I was like, nah, I don't want that. Because I was young, so, I'm 19 going on 20. So it's like, yo, I'm really not trying to put him in surgery. But again, like, I come from a military household, and at that time, I'm still on my folks' insurance. The surgery ain't gonna cost much or nothing. So we're like, yo, like, we gonna do the surgery. Like, we here, like, what's up? So we go through the surgery, and my Dr. Kern, that was my neurosurgeon, like one of the top in the nation, like for real, like dude cold. And so he gave me a lot of reassurance with it, because as I got closer to surgery time, you know, my mind, you know, the mind's a powerful thing. It'll play tricks on you and all that. And I had a lot of confidence until, you know, the night before going into that morning, like that's when he hit me. You know, I broke down in tears. I'm like, dang, bro, like all this came from not properly warming up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go grab 315, 405 on deadlifts and just bust it out like it's nothing. But just because I could, that didn't mean that I didn't need to properly prepare my nervous system to withstand those stresses and those forces. So that was immaturity on my end. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't I wasn't strong enough to do it. I just wasn't prepped to be able to go off into it at that moment. And that's how that happened for me. So we do the surgery, everything's a success. Apparently, I wake up during my surgery. I don't remember this, but I woke up and I said, "F y'all doing back there?" That's what they told me. So, you know, whatever. But I start my rehab. So I go to rehab, and my recovery time is about 9 months. That's the time frame that they're expecting me to be 100%. So I go to physical therapy. I go twice. And I don't like how they was treating me. They treat me like a number, like just like a statistic. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, bro, like, I ain't got nobody else to really go to. I'm gonna have to do this myself. So I called my daddy. I'm like, hey, yo, daddy, like, you know, this was going on, woo, woo, woo. And then he told me, he was like, well, you know what to do, son. Like, you know, you well equipped. So if that's what you gotta do, that's just what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And my dad, he always got that type of, you just gotta make it do what it do, cause he was an infantry soldier. You know what I'm saying? So that's all he knows. He just figure it out. So I sat down, I wrote out what it is I needed to do, and I beat my recovery time by 5 months. So I recovered 100% in 4 months, and I did literally my own rehab. And that's what got me started working with trauma victims, because I didn't want anybody else to feel how I felt. Like, I felt lonely. That was a real dark time, but I had to teach myself how to walk again, bro. Like, it be the simple stuff. Like, you be thinking that breathing is overrated. Like, bro, like, breathing take a lot when your spine out of play. Like, you be thinking that certain muscles don't be doing certain things. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It used to take me about 5 minutes just to be able to get out of bed, bro, because I couldn't move too fast, obviously. So I didn't want anybody else to feel how I felt. So I've worked with people who are amputees, got plates, screws, rods. I remember one individual who I'm actually friends with, they broke both arms, they broke they broke a leg, they shattered part of their spine, they fractured their wrist. Like, it was a lot, you know, and I was one of the ones who was working with them through that, because that's what I like. I like being able, that's why I went the engineering route along with kinesiology, because I love being able to help people do things that they were told they would never be able to do. I like being able to work with people that people are too afraid to go and work with them, like general population. That's easy to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that most people just want to focus on aesthetics. Like, I like to work with people who, like, their lives depend on this. Like, they need this to be able to see the next day. You get what I'm saying? So, in growing up in an engineering household, because my dad is an engineer as well, so I grew up building houses, building cars with my daddy, you know, whatever. And then, of course, wanting to be an architect coming up, so I've always been fascinated with building things or putting things together. So even though I didn't go directly for architectural engineering, I still found a way to make my childhood dreams fall into line with what I identified my purpose is. You know what I'm saying? So shortly after me working with trauma victims, that's when I started working with cardiovascular and chronic disease. So some individuals who I was having in my boot camps, like some of them were diabetic, some of them, you know, high blood pressure, some of them that had strokes and heart attacks and whatever. So there's certain restraints or constraints that, you know, they do or don't have, certain physical limitations, whatever. So with my diabetics, and most of them were type 2. So, you know, just going through and having to properly do things to lower their A1Cs and get them off their medication to where, you know, they living a sustainable life without being in that position no more. So it's like, that was like the back of my hand. So literally, like, working with these different populations, like, it was just coming to me just like this. So everything is just piling on one after the other, you know, me working, doing tactical training for armed forces. So some of the students at school, they were also soldiers, you know, and sometimes they had to dip out because they had to go on deployment. So when I was going to Fort McClellan in 2015, 2016, that's why I started going there. I'm going to Fort McClellan and I start getting more buzz. So now some of the soldiers on base, they trying to get in some work with me. And then my name traveled from base to base to base to base. And now I'm getting calls to work with whole big groups. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things begin to really accelerate and take off for me. Once I transferred schools back in 2014, that's when everything else really started to like just go. And it was literally just one after the other. And then the next thing I know is like, I got a whole bunch of different populations that I'm working with. And it's like, I love it, bro. Like, oh my God, like, I love it so much. Like, I have so many gifts and talents, and it's just like, it would be selfish of me to just work on weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, people out here, like, we're great, bro. Like, a lot of us are really great. And like, you identify that by going places where people don't want to go, doing things that people don't want to do, and saying things that people are too afraid to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, being great, it can be lonely at times. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people have the opportunity to be great. You know, you just got to find the right suited environment for you so that greatness can really shine and you can be elevated, because now you're presented the tools and the resources or the opportunity to be able to grow. It just so happened for me, it started when I was still a kid. You dig what I'm saying? So I was able to really go through life and figure out a couple things, bump my head, fall down and scrape my knee. I was able to get some of that done at the earlier years. You get what I'm saying? So now a lot of things that I do now, like I have more wisdom with it. Like being able to discern between what's good, what's better, and what's best, who you should and shouldn't be around, and what environment you should or should not be in. That's wisdom. But you know, now I'm at the point to where I'm doing all these things full circle. Boom, I graduate May 4th, 2018. I'm happy. My school just got hit by a tornado, like 4 of them things. We was locked in the closet, literally, like matches pulled up to the closet, trying to make sure we ain't get, you know what I'm saying, all that, you know? And I still had to graduate that semester. Like, I still had to take the clinical exercise physiologist exam with ACSM, and I wasn't able to study because I lost a lot of my materials. But anyway, so I missed that by a point. So I was devastated off of that. So I was like, man, dang, like, you know, I really wanted that. I was like, all right, God, like, I'm gonna have to go and take it again. I just didn't have the mental capacity given everything that we just gone through. You know what I mean? Shortly after that, June 16, 2018, so literally like a month after, the accident with my brother happened. It is literally in front of me. Like, I'm driving home, they driving home. I don't even know who that is because they're in a whole different car. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't able to save him. And, you know, like he passed right there. Like literally like going through CPR, like trying to do what we do. By the time the ambulance pulled up, like, it's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? So that 2018 moving forward is just like my mindset shifted. Cause like when you graduate, you know, you really trying to like find your way out here. You get what I'm saying? Like you in between, you know, are you gonna get hired or you gonna go to get your master's, or do you know, like my position, I got my own business. So it's like, yo, now like, I'm in the big boys now, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really stand on business. There's certain things with business that they don't teach you in school, you know what I'm saying? And some people, they be gatekeeping. They didn't wanna give you the information on, you know, how to do taxes and how to set up, you know, proper paperwork and get lawyers and da-da-da-da. All you got is an LLC. So a lot of things was going on mentally, and I was bombarded, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I still kept pushing. You know, I utilized what happened with my brother as more fuel to fire me up to continue to push forward and really excel through what it is I was doing, because now like that's when things got even more real. Like the person who means the most to me, who gave me the support when I was at my lowest, they not here no more. So I got an option. Like I can either say F it and I don't want to do this, or I lean in on it more. So I decided to lean in on it more, you know? So now I'm to the point to where I was able to create this YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? Because I want individuals to be able to have accessibility to the correct information. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter about what I feel. It don't matter about what Coach Smooth think. It matters about what's right. So it's my job as an educator to put out unbiased information, put out facts. And we're in a society to where you have people who will see a scientific fact, a whole statement, actual correct information, to say, I don't agree with that. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, this is a fact. Like, we don't care about what you think, bro. Like, this is the fact. So when you come on this page, I want you to have accessibility to seeing what it's like when I coach my athletes, what it's like when I'm coaching my clients, what it's like when I'm working with various sports teams, what it's like to have these educational resources broken down. So like this information that you see, I have this 5, 10, 15, 20-minute video, just taking the time to really break this topic down in a way to where it resonates with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here for the quick fixes and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to educate you, because when you educate or you get educated, you can fix things quickly. You dig what I'm saying? See, random actions get random results. So we could take this dart and we could throw it in the dark trying to hit the bullseye, or we could do something as simple as turning the light on. You dig where I'm coming from? Individuals, or a lot of individuals at this time, they aren't really respecting education. They're moving in an emotional sense. And you never let your emotions surpass your wisdom. You never let how it is that you feel surpass your ability to be able to process logic. And that's the space that we're in with many educators. You know what I'm saying? We have people who do this on some side hustle type deal, and they do it because they look good. But it's those of us who, we do this because people really depend on this, dog. You know what I'm saying? People have continued to ask the same question and go from person to person to person to person. If you got to go to so many people asking the same question, somebody don't know. You dig what I'm saying? So why not align yourself with a channel or a page or with people who do know? You understand what I'm saying? So I don't benefit lying to anybody, because that only makes my job harder, because it's harder to keep up with a lie than it is the truth. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm here to educate you all. I'm here to be a positive role model for those who look up to me or look beside me or look to me in some shape, form, or fashion. And I am very unapologetically me. You know, I have a lot of energy, I have a lot of passion, but it's because I have a lot of love for helping people. I have been commonly mistaken for being aggressive or having more aggression, and it's not aggression. Don't ever mistake my passion for aggression. You know what I'm saying? I look the way that I look, I do what I do for a reason. You know what I'm saying? To let individuals know, I really don't care what you look like. You know what I'm saying? When you apply yourself to get into certain rooms, to get into certain places, you gonna get there. See, when you're right, they can't deny you. You can't be denied when you're right. And a lot of people are really gonna dislike you because you're right. People already don't like somebody that's confident. They really hate somebody who's confident and right. You know what I'm saying? Like, honest and truly. So through this channel, I really just want to inspire you. I can't motivate you, because motivation is intrinsic. Motivation comes from your understanding of what's being presented to you. But inspiration is extrinsic. You can see something and that can now trigger the thought or the interest to you doing X, Y, Z. So with this channel, I pray that I'm able to educate you. I pray I'm able to entertain you and be funny, because I got a hell of a personality. I'm really goofy, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you, you dig? But more above all, I just wanna have fun. Like, when you come to my channel, like, keep it respectful, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real life. A lot of people get real comfortable hiding behind keyboards. They get keyboard confidence. You dig what I'm saying? we not about to run into all that, bro. You know, so if you don't have anything positive to say, if you don't agree with something, there's a respectful way that you can come into the comments and you can address it. But if you decide to be belligerent and be negative and be rude, I'm not gonna argue with you because I don't argue when I'm right. I'm gonna say it again. I do not argue when I know that I'm right. So I'm just gonna remove you. You dig what I'm saying? You're gonna be blocked, report, whatever the case may be. We're not doing no negativity on this page. You dig what I'm saying? So as long as we all have an understanding on that, this is going to be a magnificent experience. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of content that I'm excited to be able to share with you all. I have a lot of heads that I'm really excited to get to turn and look over and be like, dang, like, he got everything on there. Like when you come to my channel, it's, oh, I can come to see a good workout video. I can come to see how he interacts with the kids. I can see how he interacts with grown people. I can see how he educates and where he gets his resources and his knowledge from. I can see who he is as a person. Like, that's what you get to see. Like this one-stop shop. Like we call Smooth TV. You dig what I'm saying? We got whatever episodes you want, whatever it is that you want to watch, we got what you need, you know? And we're just gonna have fun, man. Like we have fun above all. Like, you know, this New Year's now. Like your New Year's resolution should be have fun. Above all, just have fun, bro. Don't let nobody ever take fun away from you. Like, no matter how old we get, don't lose touch with your childhood, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what keeps your sanity. You dig where I'm coming from? Just because we get older, that doesn't mean that life has to get harder. You dig what I'm saying? So I just want to, I want to be able to deliver a positive perspective within science, strength and conditioning, general population, which is people who just want to work out, whatever the case. You dig what I'm saying? So this is my YouTube video. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. And until then, I'm gone. But real quick though, hey, y'all like my setup though? Y'all like my Funko toys and everything? You know, the book setup and woo, the pictures and everything. Like, I'm proud of my setup, bro. Like, I'm really excited to be able to do this, bro. Let me shut the fuck up. Hey, do what y'all do and look out for your boy. And until then, I'm gone.